Hey guys, it is Friday here in West Virginia, so it's time for us to do our Free It Friday, and we're doing a Free It Friday with Ford today. And we have some more of these barn find patina weathered type of cars for you guys. And what I'm gonna do on Saturday is give you guys an overall look at all of them together and maybe pick out a couple of my favorites and show you guys, because I'm gonna have to start putting some of them in one of my storage boxes and just leave them in there until I have like opportunity to use them for pictures, or I get a bigger area for my diorama, because they have overrun the diorama. Actually, there's like maybe 3 or 4 inches on top of this dresser on each side of the diorama layout, and they're hanging over on that extra area. So we've run out of room in the diorama and it's really congested, so we're going to put a few of them in our jammer boxes and put them over to the side. But we'll bring them back out occasionally to do special tribute videos for certain makes of cars or something like that. But I'm not going to get rid of them, so none of them are going to be for sale. These are my keepers, but they're going to be a few of them put in storage. Eventually, maybe I will come to the point where I want to sell a couple of them, but at the moment, no, because it took me a long time to acquire a lot of these. So anyways, going to our Ford Friday. First, we're going to do an unboxing with our Johnny Lightning Street Freaks Project in Progress. So this is crazy because Johnny Lightning has a subset called Street Freaks. Then Street Freaks has its own subset called Projects in Progress. And then they have another one called like Demo Derby. And then they had another one like, I don't know, Street something. It is just crazy because it's like usually you have a company that has like little different sets, like for example M2 with Autothenics and Detroit Muscle, and that's it. But Johnny Lightning took it one step further and put like subsets inside of a subset, I guess you could call it. So this is an older release too. This is from when RC2 Ertl teamed up with Playing Mantis, or I shouldn't say teamed up with, I think they bought Playing Mantis, and trying to see what year it was. Sometimes you'll see a year down here. It's kind of hard to find sometimes. Okay, there we go. We got one by the Krager, 2005. So this is right before they got rid of it, and it kind of just set in limbo for a while. And finally, Tomy, the Japanese toy company, picked it up and started producing them on the small cards that we all became familiar with for a few years. And then they dropped them, I think, in like 2013 or 14. And then after a couple of years, in 16, the Round 2 company that makes Outer World snagged up Johnny Lightning and Racing Champions, all from, I guess, the RC2 nameplates. I don't know how all that worked out with Tomy and all them, but yeah, Johnny Lightning has changed hands many different times throughout its span. And it's been around for a few decades, but it fell off the grid for a couple decades until like in the early 90s when Playing Mantis picked it up. I think it went from the late 60s to the mid 70s, something like that. And then they quit manufacturing them, and the company sat still until Playing Mantis bought them in the early 90s. But this is the RC2 one. A little history about Johnny Lightning. All of it may not be 100% accurate, but it's close. So anyways, this is a cool one here, a 55 Crown Victoria, and it's got some nice patina and look to it. Now this has, I thought I was going to have fun facts, but it doesn't. It just tells you it's 100% die-cast metal body and chassis, and it says it in another language. Collect them all. So anyways, this is one that I got because I like the look of it and also the price of it. I bought a few from the same person, and the price I couldn't beat, so I grabbed it while I could. And in this set, here you go. This is all the subsets of Street Freaks. You have the Black with Flames, the Spoilers, Customized, American Glory, Projects in Progress, and then 13 Customs. So it's crazy that that one subset has other subsets. But anyways, we're going to take this guy off the card and take a look at him. And this one you may have seen in like the background in a couple of the videos I've done here, because I've opened him a while back and put him out. Just haven't had time to show you him in detail and scrutinize it. So anyways, it's the yellow and black two-tone, which was an original color combo for this vehicle. The black paint is kind of faded, lost its glossy shine, which is kind of authentic, and you could see the rust running down from behind the stainless trim, which is accurate. The stainless or aluminum trim, whatever it was, would not rust, so they're correct with it, but the little studs that go through the body would have rust, causing like rust residue to run down from behind the molding, so that is correct. And then you see some quarter panel rust starting in the usual spot. Then the fender skirts are rusted. I'm not sure if that's authentic. I don't know what the skirts were made of on this vehicle. Then the roof is starting to rust where the paint has faded and peeled off. And you can see even the yellow, they did a really great job with this, because most people don't pay this kind of attention to detail, where the yellow is even faded and it's almost like bleached white back there. And then you get some rust along the top of the quarter panel, the tail fin, some around the back light. Really cool car, actually. Really nice job they did on this. A little bit of rust on the rocker panel. So this car is not too far gone. If it was drivable, this is what we would call like a survivor. Give me a second, guys. I got to take a drink of water. So, anyways, yeah, this is a nice looking model. Pretty accurate with the detail they did. Under the hood is a little too clean, maybe. It does have rust around the edge of the hood, around the hood ornament too, which is pretty accurate. Some of these cars are overdone with patina, and actually the M2s we have coming up are those kind of cars, so we'll look at it in just a second. But yeah, very nice car, but it's a little bit small for 164. So this is one of the guys that will be going in storage, just because of the scaling thing. It doesn't fit in that well in the diorama, so we're going to try to stick with cars that are pretty true to scale, or at least can fit in well. So next we have two from Series 1 of M2's Auto Projects from back in 2010. And these are really cool. This one's actually pretty decently done, with leaving some of the original paint and such. But this is a car that probably would not have been a barn find. This would have been like a field find because of all the weathering that is done to the car. And you can see that they had these stickers on here that stated M2 Machines Auto Projects found in a field or barn, and various stages of decay, maybe missing parts and pieces waiting to be restored. So they are pretty accurate with their description. And anyways, they came in these little cases. You could also find them in their blister packs, the clamshell style package, and those were at most stores, but if they would have been in Walmart, you could have only found them in the cubes back then. Excuse me, guys. Nowadays, you could find like either style package at Walmart, but yeah, these guys back then, if they were found at Walmart, would have been in the cubes and not the blister pack. The blister packs were like Toys R Us and maybe some hobby stores. But as I said, this thing looks very accurate with the way that the patina is done. The fading, the rust, and such. The dirty windows, they were a little bit overkill with the rust, like dust on the windows. I think that's a little bit too much. This car has a set of Kragers in the front and a set of still like chrome reverse wheels in the back. You flip him around, he's missing a headlight. which is pretty cool. The hood ornament's missing. And then over here, same kind of look on this side. And it was originally like a greenish blue, something like that. And under the hood, they carried over into the inner fenders and made them look a little bit weathered. The engine a little bit, but not too much. The interiors, if you can see inside them, we'll take this guy off the base again because I didn't leave that door propped open like they were originally when they were in the cases. Because once again, this guy's been in my diorama for a while and just now getting a chance to show you guys it in a video. Excuse me. Weather changes, I guess, has got me a little messed up today. But anyways, you can see inside it has a white interior, and it's pretty dingy looking. Probably the seats and things would have been a little bit more tore up than that, but you can only do so much with 1/64th for the price that they charge anyways, which is only like $6 or $7. So this is a really cool model. This is one that I think is true to scale, maybe a hair small, but it's probably pretty much close to 1/64, so I can get it to fit into the diorama. I think we're gonna try. So that's one from Series 1. Even the bumpers, they did really well, but they were chromed, but then they put like that red residue over it, the rusty red color, and it looks really good. They did a nice job on the Merc. And next is a very sought-after muscle car from Ford, and that is their Boss 429. That's Mr. Wick's choice of automobile. 1970 Ford Mustang Boss 429, Ford's Hemi. And anyways, let's go ahead and get him out. This is another one that they have that looks pretty good from Series 1 that still has a lot of its original color left, which was red. I guess it would have been called like grabber red or something then. And this has mismatched wheels, and the wheels have like their little bit of rust in the chrome ones. The front grille and front bumper is a little bit aged, and under the hood they did a very nice job with making it look really weathered. It looks really good, actually. This is one of their better ones of detail under the hood. That's one thing that I like, that they did not overlook the interior or the engine and just do the body. Let's go ahead and take him off the stand too so we can get a better look at him. Now, lately it's just when I finally noticed how big some of M2's vehicles are. And I don't know why I never noticed it before. I guess because I wasn't doing dioramas like I am nowadays, and I was pretty much sticking with Chrysler products. And for the most part, M2 and Greenlight are very similar with the size of their vehicles when it comes to the Mopars. Now the Fords are not, and so are some of the Chevys. Now this guy, in my opinion, is pretty big for the Boss 429. I know the 70 Mustang was a little bit bigger than like the 60 style fastbacks. The 71, the 73 style were the biggest Mustangs ever produced. And this, I guess, was the second largest Mustang. But whenever they're like sitting next to the Daytona, it looks pretty good. But whenever I have it like next to, I don't know, some other cars, it just looks really big. But it does its job with fitting into the diorama. It doesn't look out of place if I place some other cars that are bigger than it or same size as it next to it. It sizes up pretty good. So this is another one that I'm going to try to make fit because it is a very iconic muscle car and it'll look really good in our diorama. So anyways, yeah, this is pretty much it for today. As you can see, the interior is pretty dingy and dirty looking. Some rips in the seats, the foam popping out would have been cool, but it's hard to do that on a 1/64th, and once again, for the price they charge. And then look, the tail light lenses are missing, but they left the bezels there. That's kind of cool. And then the undercarriage really isn't aged at all. But they did a good enough job on the outside, and you're not really going to look underneath these cars in a diorama. They're going to be sitting in something like this, like a dirt lot or something like that with gravel or really high uncut grass, something like that. So anyways, this is it for our Free It Ford Friday with these three guys here. Tomorrow I'll come back and we'll go over the whole lot of these guys, as you can see, and we will just kind of pick out a few of my faves, and then I'm going to start downsizing a little bit so I can do videos here easier, because this was my main spot for my videos, and now it's been overtaken by all these aged cars. And the Mr. Norm's diorama, I do some videos over there, but it's only suitable for like Mopar videos. So everything else comes over here, even some of the Mopar videos. So yeah, we're gonna downsize a little bit on the diorama here, and we'll take a look at these guys tomorrow before some of them go in hibernation. So thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy your Friday, and we'll be back tomorrow.